Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome to Bhaktiville. Tonight in Teachings of Queen Kunti, we're on the 4th verse. You know, all of these verses can be sung. So I want to spend a little time singing this one because it's such a sweet one. And you'll have to excuse my singing voice because, it is what it is. So we're on page 11 of the book or page 46 of the PDF. But before I get going, let me offer my obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyashta Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord here and everywhere. They are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. All right, the verse we're on is up there on our slide viewer, and let's do the word for word first. So, Krishnaya, Supreme Lord, Vasudevaya, unto the son of Vasudeva, Devaki Nandanaya, unto the son of Devaki, Cha and Nanda Gopa, Nanda and the cowherd men, Kumaraya, unto their son, Govindaya, unto the personality of Godhead, who enlivens the cows and the senses. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Namaha, obeisances. So you'll notice the AYA, the Aya, is in all of those words. So that's unto or to that person that's being named. So the preposition's on the end, Vasudevaya. All right, the translation is, let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses. So as I mentioned, I'm going to sing this, so you can plug your ears. That's not what's on the board. Okay, can you change it to the 4th one? Sorry. Yeah, I had it. Anyway, right. I've been practicing this all day long, and now the tune, gone. Nope. Okay, here we go. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So we can sing these. You don't just sing it. In fact, any shloka tune that you know, these are all shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can sing these in whatever tune you like the best. But that's what they are, over and over. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. There, beautiful verse. All right, let me get the book. Start reading page 11 of the book, 46 of the PDF. The Lord, being thus unapproachable by any material assets, out of unbounded and causeless mercy, depends on the earth as He is, in order to show His special mercy upon His unalloyed devotees and to diminish the upsurges of the demoniac persons. Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnation or descent of Lord Krishna, incarnations, because in this particular incarnation, he is more approachable. In the incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood, but in the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Devaki, just after his appearance, and went to the lap of Yashoda Mai to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Brajabhumi, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Rama. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti's brother Vasudeva and the family. Becoming the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him to be her nephew, and thus address Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yashoda are much more fortunate because they could relish the Lord's childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is a parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited in Brajabhumi, which are the prototypes of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka, described as the Chintamani Dham in the Brahma Samhita. And I wanted to read that verse from the Brahma Samhita. Sings this. It's very, very lovely. One of my favorite recordings of his singing. So, Chintamani Prakara Satmasu Kalpriksha Dakshabrateshu Surabhir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatta Samprama Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Maham Bhajami. Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who was tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or Gopas. Krishna descended himself at Brajbhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the residents of Brajbhumi, and specifically the cowherd girls, dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the pastimes with Nanda and Yashoda, and his pastimes with the cowherd men, and especially with the cowherd boys and the cows, have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the brahmanas and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. But Krishna is never satisfied where these things are lacking. Prayers, Kunti Devi said, Namasya Purusham Tvadyam Ishvaram Prakriti Param. This is unto the person, Purusha, who is Prakriti Param, beyond this material manifestation. Thus, in the beginning, Kunti Devi gave us the understanding that God is the supreme Purusha, the supreme person. He is not impersonal. He is a person. He is not a person of this material world or this material creation, and he does not have a material body. This is to be understood. The forefront of knowledge held by the impersonalists cannot accommodate how the supreme absolute truth can be a person, because whenever they think of a person, they think of a person of this material world. That is their defect. Why should God be a person of this material world? Therefore, in the beginning, Kunti Devi cleared away this misunderstanding by saying that the Lord is Prakriti Param, beyond this material creation. Yet, he is a person, and now by the grace of Kunti, we can understand that this supreme person, although alakshyam, invisible, has now visibly appeared as Krishna. Kunti Devi says, Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Word Vasudev is sometimes understood to mean the all-pervading. The impersonalists have this conception of Vasudeva, and therefore Kunti Devi points out That Vasudeva, the all-pervading, is Krishna. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Juna Tishtati. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is present in everyone's heart. Thus, he is all-pervading. And that's from Bhagavad Gita, 1861. And that verse is, the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Back to our text. Krishna, the original person, exists in three features: as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the all-pervading Paramatma, the Supersoul, and as the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Those who are interested in Bhakti Yoga have no interest in the impersonal Brahman effulgence, which is for common men. If one were an inhabitant of the sun, what interest would he have in the sunshine? That would be most insignificant for him. Similarly, those who are advanced in spiritual life are not interested in the impersonal Brahman effulgence, that thing that's everywhere. Rather, they are interested in Purusha, the Supreme Person, Vasudeva. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, this realization of the Supreme Person takes place after many, many births. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. And Prabhupada discusses this verse below, so I won't elaborate. The Jnanis, the impersonalists, who are attached to the Brahman effulgence, try to understand the absolute truth by dint of their knowledge, but they do not know that their knowledge is imperfect and limited. Whereas Krishna, the absolute truth, is unlimited. We cannot approach the unlimited by our limited knowledge. That is not possible. By the grace of devotees like Kunti Devi, we can understand that the all-pervading absolute truth, Vasudeva, Paramatma, is present as Krishna, Krishnaya Vasudevaya. This realization of Vasudeva is not possible for impersonalists very easily. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7:19, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurdampa. After many births and deaths, he who is After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. The word Mahatma means broad-minded. One who cannot understand Krishna is not broad-minded, but cripple-minded. If one becomes broad-minded, then by the grace of Krishna, one can understand Krishna. The process of understanding Krishna is sevanmukha, by rendering service. Sevanmukhi jivadao. And that means to be engaged in service, beginning with the tongue. Oh, he says that. Realization of Vasudeva is possible by rendering service, beginning with the tongue. The tongue has two functions, to vibrate and to taste. So if one repeatedly hears and vibrates the Hare Krishna mantra and tastes prasad, food offered to Krishna, by this very simple method, one will realize Vasudeva, Krishna. Krishna will reveal himself. It is not that by our endeavor alone we can understand Krishna, but our endeavor in loving service will make us qualified, and then Krishna will reveal himself. Swayam eva spurutiyata. And that's in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 17. Hey, Haribol Kandita. 17:136. Let's see if I saved that one out. Uh-oh. Sorry, my phone started making noise. Doesn't look like I saved that one out. Sorry. It's a good one, though. Krishna is, Kandita, we're on page 49 of the PDF, the first full paragraph. Krishna is very much anxious to take us back home, back to Godhead, but we are stubborn and do not wish to go. Therefore, he is always looking for the opportunity to take us back home. He is just like an affectionate father. When a son who is a rascal leaves his father and goes loitering in the street with no food and no shelter and suffers very much, the father is always anxious to bring the boy back home. Similarly, Krishna is the Supreme Father, and all the living entities within this material world are exactly like misled children of a wealthy man who have left home to loiter in the street. Therefore, the greatest benefit one can bestow upon one's fellow human being is to give him Krishna consciousness. No kind of material profit will satisfy the living entity, but if he is given Krishna consciousness, he will actually be satisfied. The bewildered boy loitering in the street may be reminded, "My dear boy, why are you suffering so much? You are the son of a very rich man who has so much property. Why are you loitering in the street?" And if he comes to understand, "Yes, I am the son of this important man. Why shall I loiter in the street?" he may then return home. Therefore, the best service is to inform those who have forgotten Krishna. You are part and parcel of Krishna. You are the son of Krishna, who is full in all opulence. Why are you rotting in this material world? This is the greatest service. Maya, illusion, is very strong, but it is the duty of every devotee of Krishna to try to enlighten everyone to Krishna consciousness. Kunti Devi, for example, first said that although Krishna, the Supreme Person, is within and without, to rascals and fools he is invisible. Therefore she points out, here is the Lord, Krishna. Krishna is the all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, but he is very much pleased to become the son of Devaki. Devaki Nandanaya. Devaki Nandana is also mentioned in the Atharva Veda. Krishna comes as Devaki Nandana, and his father as Nandagopa, Nanda Maharaj. Krishna likes to be related with his devotees, who act as father and mother. Although here in this material world, we try to make our relationship with the Supreme by accepting him as father, Krishna wants to become the son. He takes pleasure in becoming the son of a devotee. God is pleasing to Krishna because the son always bothers the father. Give me this, give me this, give me this. Of course, Krishna has immense potencies by which he can supply as much as everyone wants. Eko bahunam yovididati kaman. He supplies food to the elephant, and he supplies food to the ant, so why not to the human being? Rascals do not know this. They work like asses day and night to find bread, and if they go to church, there also they pray, "Give me bread." They're concerned only with the bread problem. So that verse that Prabhupada's citing here is the second part of Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam, which we've talked about before, and the second part of that verse is Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. And it's quoted in the Katha and also the Svetashvatara Upanishads. And so the first part of the verse is the Supreme Lord is eternal and the living entities are eternal. The Supreme Lord is cognizant and the living entities are cognizant. And the second part that Prabhupada's quoting here is, the difference is that the Supreme Lord is supplying all the necessities of life for the many other living entities. I'll continue with the reading. Although the living entity is the son of the richest, most opulent person. He has created a bread problem. This is called ignorance. He thinks, if I do not solve my bread problem, if I do not drive my trucks day and night, how can I live? This is the nonsense of our modern civilization. Where is there a bread problem? Krishna can supply unlimited amounts of bread. There are thousands of elephants in Africa, and Krishna supplies food to them. So if he can supply food to the elephants, why not to the human beings? I just want to say something. There's a song we used to sing in church about God is supplying food to the birds, and why not also me? So it's a similar idea. Anyway, the Bhagavatam therefore says, Bhaktiville says in the chat, but many people starve. It's true. It's true. Many people starve, and then we get into power and politics and all those kinds of things. But Krishna's supplying it, then it just gets, the hoarders take some and the politicians do this and whatever. All right. Bhagavatam therefore says, don't waste your time with this bread problem. Asyaiva heto prayate takovido nalabhyate yad brahmatam uparataha, which translates to persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet down to the lowest. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries, even though we do not desire them. We should not waste our time with solving economic problems. Economic development is nonsense. Of course, this proposal is very revolutionary, and people may even hate me for it. What is Swamiji saying, they may ask. But actually it is a fact. This economic development is madness. Suppose one has a rich father and enough food. Suppose one knows my father is the richest man in the city. Then where is one's economic problem? Actually, that is our position. We have no economic problem. Everything is completely provided. We want water? Just see, there are oceans of water. Of course, we want pure water. And although the ocean has so much water, when water is scarce, we shall have to take help from Krishna, who will evaporate the water and turn it into clouds, and then when the rain falls down, the water will be sweet. Otherwise, we cannot drink it. There are more comments in chat. Kandita says that's due to the greed of some over the people. And Bhaktiville says, or droughts in Africa. Kandita says they take advantage of those who don't have as much as they do. Yes. True. Everything is under control, and everything, water, light, heat, and so on, is complete. So from the intro to Sri Ishopanishad, Om Purnam Ada Purnamidam Purnam Udachate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Kandita says, Bhakti says, first, but many people starve. Yes. So the translation of this verse from Sri Ishopanishad. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, remains the complete balance. Ishopanishad invocation. Krishna's stock is never exhausted. We must simply become obedient to him, and the supply will be there. Therefore, a Krishna-conscious person has no economic problem. Everything is sufficiently supplied by Krishna. In Los Angeles, the neighbors of our temple are sometimes very envious. You do not work, they say to our Krishna-conscious devotees. You have no anxiety. You have 4 cars. You're eating so nicely. How is that? Actually, they are right. Somehow or other, we are getting everything we need, and we have no problems. For if one simply becomes a sincere servant of Krishna, everything is provided. They are envious of us because we do not work, but still we have so much. But why don't they just come join us? That they will not do. Come with us, we say. Chant Hare Krishna. No, I cannot do. All right, then work with your trucks. By zooming around in their cars and trucks, they have made their own lives dangerous. They have created danger for others also. At any moment, there may be an accident, but they say that this is civilization. Nonsense. This is not civilization. Civilization means calmness, prosperity, and shanti. Peace and prosperity, one should be Krishna conscious also. Bhaktiville says, devotees do work. Kandita agrees. People work so hard day and night simply for a little food, not knowing that their food has already been provided. Avidya karma samgyanya tritya shaktir ishyate, from the Vishnu Purana 6.7.61. This material world is full of ignorance. Therefore, our endeavor should be to become free from this ignorance. It is only for this reason that we should work, to come out of ignorance. We are thinking, I am this material body. I have to work day and night, and then I shall get food, and I shall live. This is ignorance. We have lived this life of ignorance in forms other than that of a human being. We have lived a bird life, in beast life, and so on. But now, in this life, we should be peaceful, calm, and quiet. We should simply inquire about the absolute truth. Jivasya tattva jinyasa atato brahma jinyasa. So that means the jiva in the human birth needs to inquire about the absolute truth. That should be one's occupation. We are simply sitting down and inquiring about Krishna, and this is what one should do. This is life. Why should one work day and night like an ass? What kind of life is this? No, this is not life. Therefore, the Bhagavatam says to one who is intelligent, Kovida, your life should be engaged for this purpose, for understanding the absolute truth. Then, how will my economic problem be solved? The answer is that happiness one desires from economic development will come automatically in due course of time. Tal labhyate dukkavad anyata. Bhagavatam 1.5.18. Then, why does distress come upon you? If you are not eager for calamities and distress, why do they come upon you? According to our karma, our life holds some portion of happiness and some portion of distress. Therefore, if distress comes without invitation, happiness will also come without invitation. All right, more comments. Bhaktiville says, Prabhupada also worked before he was sannyas. Yes, he did. And that's part of the working with the talents that you have. So that's what he was doing, working with the talents that he was given, and then everything was supplied from there. Back to the book. We are already destined to have a certain amount of happiness and a certain amount of distress, and we cannot change that. The change we should make, therefore, is to get free from this material condition of life. That should be our only business. According to our karma, we are sometimes taking birth in a higher planetary system as demigods, and sometimes taking birth as cats and dogs, or as germs in stool. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya said, E Rupe Brahmananda, Brahmite Kona Bhakyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Lata Dij. Translation is, according to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the universe, the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 19:151. Only a fortunate living entity gets the opportunity to associate with Krishna and Krishna's devotees, and in this way gets the seed of devotional service, chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, and then his life becomes sublime. So it's 6:41, and I know we started late, and we are not going to finish this chapter today. But let me finish this page. I'll stop at the end of this next paragraph. Kunti Devi, therefore, is pointing our attention toward Krishna, the Supreme Person, who is Alakshya, invisible to all. Who is that invisible person? Here, Krishna. Oh, Krishna, one might say. There are so many Krishnas. Therefore, Kunti Devi says, I am offering my prayers to Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. There are many Vasudevas. No, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. I am praying to the foster son of Maharaj Nanda. And in this way, 3 times, she points out, here is Krishna. All right, we'll stop there. And don't forget, you can sing this verse. Right? I close. Let me see if I can go back up to it and sing it one more time. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Oh, sorry. Govindaya Namo Namaha. I started too high up. Bhakti Mimula says that was a good last paragraph. Yes, it was. It's this Krishna. This is the one. All right. Thank you very much for coming, letting me speak and sing a little bit. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.